An astonishing moment unfolded in the heart of London as Labour leader Keir Starmer was unexpectedly blocked from entering the official VE Day ceremony, an event meant to honour the sacrifices of millions during World War II. Cameras were rolling, and what they captured has sent shockwaves across the UK's political landscape. As dignitaries, veterans, and members of the royal family gathered at the cenotaph for the 80th anniversary of Victory in Europe Day, Keir Starmer arrived sharply dressed, his team behind him, expecting a seamless entry into the ceremony. But what happened next was anything but routine. Security staff, stationed at the entrance, halted Starmer's advance. The footage shows a brief but intense exchange, voices hushed but clearly tense, as Starmer's face tightens in disbelief. According to several eyewitnesses, Starmer was told he wasn't on the official list of attendees cleared for the central ceremony space. This was not just a logistical hiccup, it was a public humiliation. Starmer, who just hours earlier had issued a heartfelt VE Day message, praising the bravery of British troops and promising that Labour would always honour the legacy of those who gave everything, found himself standing outside the gate, literally and symbolically. Within moments, the story erupted online. Onlookers with phones captured the scene, and the clip spread like wildfire across social media. Some bystanders could be heard expressing confusion. Is that Keir Starmer? Why isn't he being let in? A few murmurs speculated about whether this was a mistake or a deliberate snub. Others wondered aloud if the Conservative government had anything to do with the exclusion. Back at the gates, Starmer was visibly frustrated. One camera angle caught him speaking to an aide, his tone clipped. "This is embarrassing, completely unacceptable." He was seen pacing briefly, looking at his watch, before ultimately being escorted to a side area, far from where the main ceremony was taking place. Multiple sources claim he did eventually attend the ceremony, but not in the front section where leaders and senior officials were seated. Instead, Starmer was positioned further back, among less prominent guests. The Labour leader's office wasted no time responding. In an official statement released just 30 minutes after the incident, a spokesperson said, "Sir Keir Starmer was invited to the VE Day ceremony and arrived in good faith to participate in commemorating Britain's heroes. We are urgently seeking clarification on why access was denied and why no one from the Prime Minister's office intervened." The statement was pointed, yet restrained, hinting at deeper frustrations behind the scenes. Political commentators immediately jumped on the story. Some have suggested that the incident may have stemmed from a bureaucratic error, perhaps a mix-up in the official guest list. Others, however, aren't so sure. Given the increasing political tensions ahead of the next general election, and Starmer's consistent lead in the polls, some suspect this might have been an intentional snub, or at the very least, a sign of strained communication between Labour and the current government. Just a few hours later, Rishi Sunak's spokesperson issued a brief response. "We regret any confusion regarding today's ceremony. Attendance protocols were managed by the Department for Digital, Culture, Media and Sport. We extend our respect to all those who joined in honouring the fallen." It was a carefully worded response, but noticeably lacking in a direct apology to Starmer. For Starmer, the optics are damaging. In a week where he aimed to position Labour as the party of national unity and remembrance, this moment of exclusion undercuts that narrative. And yet, for his supporters, it also highlights what they see as the arrogance or carelessness of the current administration. Social media has been ablaze with divided opinions. Some users rallied behind Starmer, calling the moment disgraceful and disrespectful. "You don't snub the leader of the opposition on VE Day. Period," one user tweeted. Others, however, were less sympathetic, mocking the incident or questioning whether Labour had failed to properly coordinate the visit. Meanwhile, veterans groups and historians have expressed concern that political blunders are overshadowing the true meaning of the day. "This should be about remembering the brave souls who gave their lives," one veteran told reporters. "It's a shame that politics had to stain it. As the evening wears on, one thing is clear. This incident will not be forgotten quickly." Whether it was an honest mistake or something more calculated, it adds fuel to an already heated political season. Starmer's team is now demanding a formal investigation into what went wrong, and who was ultimately responsible. And as this story continues to unfold, the public will be watching closely. Not just to see if apologies are made or if heads roll, but to understand what this says about the state of British politics in 2025. For now, Keir Starmer's furious reaction, and his exclusion from one of the most symbolic national events, will dominate headlines well into the coming days.